The internet is going crazy over a woman's shocking statement regarding Ms. Harris. She claims to have been stuck and had no way out. Therefore, she is stepping up to reveal the truth to the public. Mendeecees hasn't even provided a denial or an explanation, which is astonishing because his silence is simply escalating the situation. There is disagreement among supporters. Some think this is just another scandal, while others want him to come forth right away. If you attempt to discredit him and Handy, you can be certain that she is also complicit in this. Is she simply waiting for the right opportunity to respond, or does she know something we don't? Her social media quiet is already being examined by many. This story is getting out of hand, so let's dissect it. I promise you'll want to hear every detail. What is being stated? Who is this woman? And most importantly, are these shocking accusations accurate? The story starts with a simple message that didn't seem like much at first, but as soon as when it hit the internet, it was like someone lighting a fire. Although her identity was first kept a secret, she claimed to have been a part of an incident with Mendeecees Harris that left her feeling completely restricted. She claimed that the whole thing had been bothering her for years and that she had never foreseen it. When admirers asked why she was finally coming out, she said that when they first met, DC had been a strong, likable individual who was well known for his connections to the entertainment industry and his work in hip-hop and love, which supposedly enhanced his appeal. At first, she claimed that everything seemed normal and that he was courteous and charming. However, things took a turn for the worse when she began to feel uneasy. She stated there was no escape, and the more she tried to run away, the more he dominated her. She said it felt like the walls were closing in on her and that there was no way out. She tried to escape several times, but men were always able to lure her back, influencing the situation to give her the impression that staying was her only choice. She described times when she felt completely helpless and claimed that Mendeecees would emotionally corner her, making it seem as though she had no choice but to comply with his requests. As she continued, the story became more horrific, adding, "I didn't feel safe, but every time I tried to get out, he reminded me of how much control he had. It was like he had total control over me, and I couldn't breathe," she continued, her tone clearly faltering. "Like if I hadn't listened to him, something horrible would have happened by now." As rumors and ideas went viral online, fans of Mendeecees were caught utterly unprepared. This, they felt, was not the man they had known on reality TV, where he was known for his calm demeanor and family-friendly way of life. Many fans rushed to his aid, claiming that this was simply another attempt to discredit a star. One commenter said, "Mendeecees would never do something like this. For a moment, I won't believe that yet there." As the woman's story gained momentum, many people started to wonder what they believed they knew about Mendeecees' past. Some noted that he seemed to be a loving father and husband on TV. But there was always a chance that there was more to him behind the scenes. We only see what they want us to see on TV. Others noticed patterns in his behavior that might have been warning signs, but they had vanished. The woman claimed that the night in question was one she would never forget, that she had been totally taken aback by how quickly things escalated, that it began somewhat normal, but within minutes everything changed, and that I was trapped. She hadn't yet disclosed all the details of her encounter with Mendeecees, but the weight of her accusations was enough to make headlines. He has always been smooth and able to talk his way out of anything, but perhaps this time his charm won't save him. She said, "I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to get out of that situation. It was like he had total control, and I was just there." The accusations were shocking, and as more people started to voice their opinions, the pressure mounted on M to respond. Fans demanded answers, and the longer he remained silent, the more people started to question whether the accusations were true. This was the first time that fans had ever connected Mendeecees with helplessness. She didn't seem interested in attention. She wasn't looking for attention. This wasn't going to be something that was simply blown over. It became clear as the story gained momentum, and the more people talked about it, the more the story seemed to go awry. with theories ranging from nothing at all to a deeper, darker secret that Mendeecees have been keeping for years. She said, "I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this because people need to know the truth. They need to know who he really is." She would rather not be famous or wealthy. She just wanted to share her story and warn others about the type of man she said VCs were. But was there more to her story? As people started to doubt her claims, they noticed contradictions, and some people wondered if she had hidden agendas. Others thought her story was made up from the beginning. There was something strange about her. One viewer said, "I don't know if I believe her and yet." As the first part of the story came to an end, it was evident that this was only the beginning. The woman's claims had opened a Pandora's box, and regardless of what happened next, men's lives in Washington, D.C. would never be the same because the accusations against men spread like wildfire, dividing people on social media, with some people believing the claims. There were some questions, but the story was already out, the damage was done, and now everyone was watching MD. What would he say? Would Dini fight back and deny everything, or would the accusations be too much for him to handle? The internet was full of rumors, theories, and heated debates, and some thought it was just another attempt to bring down a successful black man. But one thing was certain: people wanted answers, and Mendeecees' silence was only making matters worse. Hours went by, then a day, and still no statement from him. Fans demanded answers, and some wondered why he wasn't denying the accusations immediately if they were false, while others thought he was taking his time crafting a response. In an exclusive interview, the woman disclosed horrific details about her alleged experience with Mendeecees, saying that everything began well, that he was charming and put her at ease, but that after that, everything changed because her Mendeecees became possessive and controlling, and that things finally took a dark turn. One person wasn't keeping quiet at all, though. "I knew who he was and what kind of power he had," she said in a shaky voice, "but I couldn't keep this to myself any longer." At first, she was unable to go because she was terrified to speak up. When things took another terrible turn, another woman came forward, this time a complete stranger, but her story was uncannily similar, and after seeing her interview, I realized I couldn't keep quiet any longer. I couldn't let him do this to anyone else. Her account of her fear and sense of being trapped shocked the public and resonated with many people. NBC eventually broke his silence after days of silence, but his response caught everyone off guard. Rather than releasing a statement, he posted a video of two unsettling details that sent the internet into overdrive, with some calling for MDC to come forward and others searching through previous interviews and social media posts for any clues that might confirm or deny these allegations. What was he trying to say? Was he calling the women Myers, making fun of the situation, or implying that even his closest friends had turned against him? The internet was in a frenzy after he posted a mysterious video on Instagram with no words or captions, just him staring into the camera while Drake's Fake Love played in the background. The reactions were intense and immediate, with some people saying that if he was innocent, why wouldn't he just say it? Others thought he was being set up, claiming that everyone around him is fake. Yandy's response was unexpected because every story has two sides. Instead of going live to clarify the situation or posting a long statement defending her husband, she posted a plain black screen with white text, leaving fans confused and wondering what she meant. Was she supporting male VCs? Was she subtly separating herself from him? Or was she suggesting that the accusations were untrue? The internet went crazy when a screenshot purportedly from one of the accusers surfaced online, showing her texting a friend saying, "I told you this was going to work. Now we just wait for the money to come in." If this message was genuine, it meant that the entire scandal could have been a setup, but there was more to the story, and nobody knew what to believe, which only made things worse. I thought that things couldn't get any more chaotic. Some commenters demanded that the women be held accountable, saying, "If this is fake, they need to be exposed. False accusations ruin lives." But some were unconvinced. How do we even know this is real? This whole thing feels like a PR move to save his career. This was always about money, not justice. The authenticity of the text message was questioned by others, and in a startling turn of events, one of the accusers finally stated, "I never sent that text. It could have been edited." The drama reached its climax at this point. Were these women telling the truth and now being portrayed as liars, or were Mendeecees really being set up? The internet was split like never before, but just when everyone thought they had seen it all, someone unexpected came forward. This time, it wasn't an alleged victim, but someone from M's own circle who knew him and insisted that the screenshot was a desperate attempt by MVC's team to discredit her, saying they're trying to destroy my reputation. The internet was already in a state of chaos, but it reached a whole new level when a former associate of Mendeecees came forward. And this wasn't just any random person looking for attention. This was someone who had been a part of Mendeecees' inner circle for years, and the things they had to say were breathtaking. The anonymous source, claiming to be a former business associate, revealed in an honest interview that people didn't know the real men who started the movement. That last bit caught everyone's attention right away. Was this person implying that men in Washington, D.C. had done something to these women to keep them silent? The interviewer didn't mince words. Are you implying that the accusation is accurate? Behind the scenes, the public sees a controlling businessman, reality star, and family man. But behind the scenes, he manipulates situations to always work in his favor and will stop at nothing to silence people when things don't go his way. I can't say for sure what happened between him and those women, but I can say that I've seen him cross lines before, get aggressive when he doesn't get what he wants, and use his influence to make problems disappear. This revelation was huge. It wasn't just the accusations anymore. It was someone from his own past who knew him personally, adding fuel to the fire. Social media exploded again, and you're all still defending him after this. Come on, if even his own. One person tweeted. What was he trying to say? Was he calling the women Myers, making fun of the situation, or implying that even his closest friends had turned against him? He posted another cryptic message, this time a simple quote, "The loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room." Comments were full of questions about what this meant, which is why he's calling everyone weak for speaking out. Fans were expecting him to say something because the VCs were still silent on the online debate. Meanwhile, the alleged victims continued to speak out, and in another interview, one of the women reiterated her claims, showing receipts from conversations she had with Mendeecees that show how he allegedly trapped, coerced, and controlled her. She scrolled through them, showing the timestamps, and this is how it began. He seemed to care, but then he became more aggressive. She went on, and this is when I finally stood up for myself. He replies by showing him a message in which she tells him she is no longer comfortable. His response is cold, dismissive, and almost threatening. The internet went crazy, with people searching every single message for clues, with some people thinking the screenshots proved everything and others speculating that they might have been faked. The situation worsened when one of the men's ex-partners made a shocking statement, claiming that he was also controlling and aggressive during their relationship. I had never spoken on it before because I didn't want the drama, she wrote soon. Viral post, but after hearing these women's stories, I can't keep quiet any longer. The media went crazy with their headlines everywhere, and more women are speaking out against MC's men. As more accusations surfaced, even celebrities began to respond, with some saying they thought BCS should be held accountable, while others said they thought the women were right and unfollowed him on social media. It seemed like his career was going out of control, but just when it seemed like there was no way out. I want to clarify that I have never done anything like this. These accusations are completely false, but the journalist wasn't letting him off easy. So why do you think these women are guilty? It began tense, but the journalist didn't waste time because people wanted answers. Did you do what these women are accusing you of, men? DC shook his head, absolutely not, and leaned forward, looking directly into the camera. The journalist pressed harder. But what about the messages, screenshots, and supposed proof? Mendeecees shook his head. I don't know where those came from, but they're not real. Coming forward, why would they lie about it? I don't know, maybe it's for attention, maybe it's for money, maybe someone is putting them up to it. I don't know, but these claims are not true, he said. Even with his denial, the controversy persisted, and in the most surprising development to date, a secret recording leaked, which was poised to upend the situation completely. He simply denied everything without providing any real explanation or evidence that these women were lying, but you were all willing to believe random screenshots over a man's actual words. Speaking of the leaked recording, there was a little over a 3-minute clip that appeared to show Mendeecees having a conversation he didn't want the world to hear. The woman's, "You believe you can pay me off because the woman in the clip sounded disgusted, and you believe that this is just another money-related situation. I'm trying to help you, but if you want to play this game, just know I have lawyers and connections. Do you really want to go against me?" NC said after a brief silence, then his voice returned, colder this time. "I'll make sure you're straight. Just stop talking about this." That was the end of it. The industry quickly turned against him, severing commercial links and canceling reality TV. The internet went crazy when Yandy's wife finally spoke up and went live on Instagram. She appeared exhausted, heartbroken, and completely exhausted. When she said, "I'm at a loss for words," even Yandy knows it's over for him, but she took a deep breath and stated, "I need time to figure things out, but for now I'm stepping away. I've been with this man for years. I've defended him. Furthermore, I've stood by him. But these recordings, these accusations, I can't ignore them." When Mendeecees disappeared without any new posts or announcements, people began to speculate whether he was hiding, seeking legal advice, or preparing a comeback. However, in a completely unexpected turn of events, Mendeecees was the subject of a new lawsuit. The first woman who accused him was still pursuing legal action against him when a third lady appeared with pictures of DMs allegedly from M in the messages he sent and claimed to have receipts. Was pleading with her to remove something, saying, "Please don't go public with this one message." Fans were shocked at this point, and even the men who supported DC the most were turning against him. Dude, once again, this is R. Kelly, and the evidence that these ladies are all lying is overwhelming. The last explosive came when a video was shown. The woman and male DCs were spotted arguing on the hotel lobby surveillance camera. She appeared to be rather unhappy at one point, and Mendeecees grabbed her wrist as she attempted to flee. The last straw was Mendeecees' lengthy Instagram post that finally broke his silence. "This has been the hardest time of my life. I have never hurt anyone, and I have never hurt anyone. Is this man really finished? He won't likely move on from this. His business ventures have been overshadowed by reality TV. His empire was in ruins, and worst of all, he had no one left to defend him. Even well-known individuals began to speak out, claiming they were unfamiliar with him. We'll fight to clear my name. The truth will come out," but no one paid attention to him. The comments were hurtful. "It's too late, friend. If you were innocent, you wouldn't have kept quiet for so long." What follows? Will M stand up for herself? Will the lawsuits destroy him? Will Yandy formally depart from him? However, there is no doubt that this tale is far from over, and we will continue to provide you with updates as they become available. Please hit the notification bell, like this video, and subscribe to the channel to ensure you don't miss the latest updates. There are still many unanswered questions, so trust us when we tell you that this story is far from ended. Drama, and let us know in the comments section below whether you think that NS is to blame or whether this is all a charade. What will happen next is still the key worry. Will M finally stand up and defend himself? Fans, the business, and even DC's closest friends have been deeply rattled by the story since it is so combustible. Will other women level even more shocking charges? Will Yandy go with him, or will she leave in public? Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and keep an eye out for any updates if you've been following this drama as closely as we have, because anything could happen next. We would like to hear from you. Do you think the men he sees are hiding something? Are the ladies coming out telling the truth, or are they being falsely accused? Do you think there's more to this story? Let's discuss it. This is Gossip. keeping you updated on the newest, most shocking, and most talked about entertainment news stories. Because believe us, this is simply the starting